This is my first quarter exams.
Okay, who is Manuel Quezon?
Manuel Quezon's parents is Spanish blood, and also Manuel Quezon. That's why he speaks Spanish, and that's why he knows how to speak Spanish. And then he's the second president, and he wanted to fight the American War, and and then Emilio Aguinaldo brought him there. Because Manuel Quezon told Emilio Aguinaldo, and then Emilio Aguinaldo was the first, and then Manuel the second, and then Manuel also studied law, and then
I can remember Dato Akadir Acobar was known as Amay Paktak of Marawi. He became the hero of Maranaos. Why is he their hero?
because Dato Akadir Acobar made and his people had a war with the Spanish, and then they had sharpened stakes, and it was 6 fathoms deep and 30 feet deep. 6 fathoms is 30 feet, and they also had lantakas, like cannons that shoot out rocks at the Spanish, and then when they were having war, they so they let his sister escape, and then he said he was staying with his father.
Oh.
Uh,
Yes.
he said he was staying with his father,
Who?
Dato Akadir Akatar,
Okay.
and
And
then
then?
let his sister escape.
So where were the people? Why did he let the why did he let his sister or the daughter of Akudir Acobar escape, and the son and his son and him was left alone? How about the people? Where were they?
Maybe they escaped too.
Yeah, because what happened to them? They're already almost getting.
I mean,
They are.
losing.
They're losing from the.
Spaniards.
Mm.
Spaniards. And then the two died.
For music, tell me about Antonio Vivaldi. What instrument does he play and where does he live?
He lives in Venice, Italy, and his place there were no roads, and there it was all water, and he likes, and then they have boats called gondolas, and he likes to play the violin. And then his father was a barber and a baker and yeah, and the baker. And last, the most he likes is likes to do the violin, and then likes to play the violin, and then also Vivaldi because makes songs like the Four Seasons, like when he plays, and then he when he plays he has chamber music, and he was a priest because they were low on money. Chamber music is like you can play at home and only needs a few musicians, and it's very popular. And
For science, Olga the Polga. Describe Olga the Polga.
Olga the Polga is a guinea pig, and she lived with a family, no, with other guinea pigs, and then she's owned by she is in a pet shop, and then she wanted to see what's out there, to adventure, and then she was gotten by a girl, and then the girl wanted to own her, and then and, and then when they were home, they wanted to name, and then they named her, and then she also the Volga said, I don't want a new name, and then she doesn't want a new name. She said, I don't want a new name. So she planned on something. So she had wood shavings, and then she used the stick to write her name, and then the girl saw it, and then she jumped for joy, and then the girl showed her bomb, and then it was all gone because she was jumping. And then the next day, there was a cat sitting on top of the roof, and then the girl also owned the cat, and then the girl also owned the cat, and then Olga was going to bite it because she didn't know what it is. So she bit it, and then the cat ran, and then they were talking and fighting to each other, top fighting, and then the cat went to on top of a very high tree, and then they got a ladder. The ladder can't reach, and then they called the fire station, and then they called the fire station, and then they called the fire station, and then
And what happened?
they got
The
fire truck, got
Hoover.
the cat.
So we read about the life of Peter Bruegel and Michelangelo Buonarroti and Leonardo da Vinci. Can you describe and tell me about your favorite artist? Among the three, who's your favorite artist?
I like
Bruegel.
Michelangelo Buonarroti.
Okay. Can you tell me about his life?
He likes to work with marbles
Mm-hmm.
and he likes stone
Mm-hmm.
because he's been adopted
Mm-hmm.
by a wife of a stone cutter,
Okay.
and he makes statues.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was 23 years old, he's been able to finish it.
Yeah, with the famous sculpture, Pieta. Mm-hmm.
And he also painted the ceiling of one of the church in Rome.
Mm-hmm.
And he also painted one of the church in Rome.
Mhm.
And then he wears like something on his head, like a belt
Mhm.
here and a candle on top.
Okay.
And he never takes a bath.
Oh, really? And then?
And then he wears
Mm-hmm.
dog skin boots.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, that's it. Let's
English. About the story of Winter's Tale from the Tales of Shakespeare. Can you narrate to me, or what do you remember about that story?
Leontes and Polixenes were friends, and then Leontes had a wife, Hermione,
Mm-hmm.
and then Polixenes and Hermione got close.
Mm-hmm.
Close. And then Leontes was angry,
Mm-hmm.
so he let the servant. Camilo did not poison Polixenes, so the prince Mamilos was about to tell Hermione something. His mom, Mamilos' mom,
Mm-hmm.
and then the king grabbed Hermione
Mm-hmm.
and sent her to prison.
Mm-hmm.
And Hermione was actually pregnant,
Oh, yeah. And then?
so she gave birth
Mhm.
to a baby girl,
Mm-hmm.
and to a baby girl named Pedrita. And then Leontes told Antigonus to put Pedrita in to sea in a boat, and then it drifted.
Mm-hmm.
It drifted in a land
Mm-hmm.
called Bohemia, and then a shepherd
Mm-hmm.
saw the baby and took her as his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Polixenes cannot find Florizel, so he disguised himself, and then he was able to find Florizel. So Florizel loved Perdita, so he professed his love, and then Polixenes, the disguise was over, and then Polixenes didn't want Florizel to marry that lowborn child, Perdita. Camilo wanted to help Florizel and Perdita, so Camilo asked them if they want to come with Camilo back to his old master in Sicily. So Leontes welcomed them. Inside. So Leontes said that Perdita looks familiar, and the shepherd let Leontes see the clothes and the note of Leontes in the jewelry. So Leontes knew it was Perdita because of the clothes and the note. Perdita is the daughter of the king, and then after Perdita, Leontes was about to hug Perdita, and then Perdita said, "Wait, and Paulina made the statue move, and then it stepped down. So, and then it was Leontes, Hermione, and then Hermione was actually not dead, was just pretending that she was dead, but she was actually alive.
Yeah.
To protect
From Leontes?
From Leontes.
And then?
And then Leontes and Polixenes became good friends again.
Mm-hmm.
He now knew she was really a daughter of a king. That's why they got married.
Can you tell me about the moon and the phases of the moon?
The moon gets its light from the sun.
Mm-hmm.
It rotates around the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And the moon
Has different
has
phases.
different phases. The waning
Mm-hmm.
means it's getting bigger, smaller. And then waning is when the moon gets smaller. It's going to be new moon.
Mm-hmm.
Waxing is when the moon gets bigger. It's going to be full moon.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Health. Can you remember when we had Buwan ng Wika? One family were showing us how to make cacao from cacao and chocolate and
cacao beans
Mm-hmm.
is gotten from a fruit from the cacao tree,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to roast it,
Uh-huh. Which one?
the cacao beans,
Mm-hmm.
and then melt
Mm-hmm.
it, and then you put it in a tray that you want to shape it,
Mm-hmm.
and it will
Okay, what are the advantage of eating chocolate?
boost your immunity, and it makes you alert. Eat too much, you will be sugar rush, or you will be sugar rush. Like this.
Bible. Can you tell me about Jacob? Who is Jacob?
Jacob and Esau were brothers. Their father was Isaac, and the mother was Rebecca. Jacob tricked Isaac because Isaac was going to bless Esau. He pretended to be Esau. So Isaac blessed Jacob instead. So Esau was mad.
So?
So Jacob ran. Laban had 2 daughters. And then his daughters was Rachel and Leah. So Laban said, if you want my daughter Rachel, then you must work for 7 years. And then after 7 years, he gave Leah instead.
Yeah.
Because the first to marry is the oldest. He worked for another 7 years and got Rachel. God spoke to Jacob to go back in the land where he came from. Laban won't allow him to go back. So he ran. He was ready to meet Esau. Esau bought 400 men with him. Jacob gave him gifts. He gave him gifts, and then God told them to go back home where they belong. And Jacob told Esau he's going to follow. He went to another place, and then he went to they were in that place. There were stuff, and then there was in a village. They had a bar, and then Jacob went back to Laban. What have I done? And then they were promised, and then they made some pillars, and so it means that they will never fight again. Then